2 years ago, when I first got here in Washington, D.C., I was asked and invited to come to the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. And some of my notes talked about that shared responsibility. And I think the question is now, how do we continue to have meetings like this? What do we do at meetings like this? And this is just at a national level, but what do we do at every level? There is a lot of shared responsibility, so much shared responsibility and work that needs to be done at our community level, at our local level, at the state level, at the national level, and most certainly in our homes when it comes to drugs. The bigger issue that I'm concerned about is the root of the need for drugs today in the first place, from mental health to poverty, or not just poverty, but economic challenges, right? And money. Did you know that 92% of what we're stressed out about is not even our stress, it's over someone or something else collectively? And because of that, the use of drugs, the use of alcohol, the need to cry out for opioids and what's happening is at an all-time high. If the APA has done their study to suggest stress is at an all-time high due to the pandemic and the endemic, which means the pandemic isn't going anywhere, then we should obviously see this increase in opioid drug use and alcoholism. We must get to the root. We are a country in need of healing, and more uniquely, our groups of our BIPOC folks are historically underserved and underrepresented folks are in pain like no other. We were in pain before the pandemic even began. How do we mobilize and how do we support the most at need, the most vulnerable at this time? At what point do we stop and humanize and gather and use our resources, our influence, our power, our privilege, and everything we can to deal with this issue and crisis? And going back to this idea of drugs in our community and what we should do, how do we make sure at the meetings like I had 2 years ago, dealing with the White House Office of Drug and Policy, what do we say to them? Right? What do we say to, again, at the state level? What do we say locally? What do we say in our homes?